A lot of times when I share my sobriety, whether it's recovering out loud on this app or in real life, I'll get comments like, "Oh, so you go to AA?" And I'm like, "No, actually, I don't." Which usually there's some confusion there. And it's something like, "Oh, so you got sober without AA?" And I know that AA claims that they don't have the monopoly on sobriety. I feel like I need to say that because someone's going to come at me in the comments. But there is this known thing with people that they associate AA with sobriety. So when they hear that you didn't go to AA, it's a big question mark. And I've always been open on this app about the fact that I've never been a fan of AA. I've been and just realized it wasn't for me. And the only reason I share that is because others can relate to it. I know this because when I've shared it, my DMs fill up with comments like, "Oh, I thought I wasn't the only one. I went to AA. I didn't like it. What are other communities? What are other ways to get sober? Where else can you find support?" That's why I share it, to be relatable to others who have the same struggle and AA just isn't an option for them. And some people, for whatever reason, just can't let it go. They just can't accept the fact that I'm sober without AA, and technically somehow my sobriety is not valid because I'm not AA sober. And to that, I'm at the point where I'm just like, get bent. Like, seriously, call me the dry drunk. Say I'm white knuckling it. I'm on the verge of a relapse. I better get to meetings. I better work the steps. You know what? It's nothing new. I've heard it all. I have a pretty thick skin to it, and I don't need people on the internet to validate my sobriety. I live with me every day. I know who I was when I was drinking, and I know who I am now. But the reason why I'm making this video is because I came to the realization recently of one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of AA. And it's something like I was never able to put my finger on exactly, but I feel like now it's something I see, which it's like I knew it was there, but I couldn't really identify it. I hope that makes sense. I feel like AA is more geared towards men. The reason being, I don't think women need to be told that they're powerless. All right, hear me out. I think that men typically are more ego driven. They deal with a lot of pride issues, and it's hard for them to admit when they're struggling and ask for help. I think men like to make it look like they have it all together, and to admit that they don't, that would be looked at as weakness. And I think, for the most part, that women don't struggle with that as much. I think that we are more apt to see where we lack and to realize that we need help and actually ask for help. I think that women are more inclined to admit that they're powerless over alcohol than men are. And therefore, as women, we don't need that drilled into us, maybe like a man does. Now, this is just my opinion, but I'm curious if I am the only one that thinks like this.